Good morning and welcome to the next podcast of Andy Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. 2023 sees the 75th anniversary of possibly the greatest tour by Australia to England, the 1948 Invincibles, which they've known to become. Probably 2005 probably just about eclipsed it, but it'll always be remembered, well, probably for Donald Bradman's duck on the last day of the Oval Test match. But also be remembered for their fantastic victory at Leeds, which is probably Don Bradman's favourite ground, when they chased down 404 to win that Test match by 7 wickets. What a fantastic feat that was. So we're going to go and just do some of the bits and pieces I've got in the collection, which unfortunately doesn't amount to a great deal, but I can't find my 1948 photograph of the boys at Worcester, unfortunately, this morning, so we'll have to show that on another day. But first of all, we'll just go into some bits that turned up this week. And I've got this lovely matchbox here, which is Orient line of Royal Mail steamers, Europe and Australia, the 1920s, 30s. Lovely matchbox there. Brighton May on there. Bry May, as it's called. So a lovely one there. So it, don't know if they're going to get much use out of these matches because it's fairly worn around the side with probably, I don't know, about 20 match stripes on that, but it's a lovely thing to go with the shipping side of the collection, so pleased with that. And then the news bulletin, the Cricket Society arrived this week. I had a chance to just flick through that at the moment, got too many other things to read about, so that's another good society to be involved with. So the Cricket Society news bulletin for February, March. And then just a reminder, if you haven't joined the Cricket Memorabilia Society, there's the meeting next week at Leicester, Grace Rose Leicester, the cricket ground, with a auction. And unfortunately, without being a member, you can't bid on the auction. So it's highly advisable for you to become a member of the Cricket Memorabilia Society, so you can bid on some of the great items that are actually up for sale next week at Leicester, including a lovely WG Grace table. I've got a feeling I know where that's going to be going, but we'll wait and see. So yeah, don't forget to join the Cricket Memorabilia Society. Great value for money for 20 quid a year. You get 4 of these lovely quarterly magazines full of information about the auctions and people writing in bits and pieces about their own collection. So very informative. So that was that. So we've done those 2 bits and pieces. So go on to the Invincibles. So we'll start with the general ship. Unfortunately, Bradman is fading a little bit there. This is a 1948 tour party coming home on the Orontes, and they went over on the Strathaired, obviously, which we all know, a famous ship. So that's a nice one there. Lovely photograph of the Orontes coming under Sydney Harbour Bridge. And then another one there of the Orontes there, 1948. That's a lovely signed picture there. They're quite pleased with that one. Nicely framed when I got that one, so we're pleased with that one. So 2 ships there, both coming home, 2 different images. And we've got the general postcards here. This one's a lovely one here, 1948. This is a Bridge House real photo series. This one was written on the back, so quite a nice postcard there. And another postcard, a regular one, is this one here, 1948, which was published by FC Dick at the Oval Bookstall. That's a nice one there, but you'll probably notice, or you may not notice, that only Toshak's missing out of that lot, which I didn't realise for quite some time. So that's quite a nice postcard there. A couple of bits and pieces here, nice one here, signed Neil Harvey. Photograph there. This one here, this is a 95. This is a little series they took out. It's signed by Arthur Morris, which is a nice signed card there. 1948 Invincibles, the greatest team ever. It's got written on the bottom there, so it's quite a nice card there. Then we come on to the shipping stuff and the tour programs, which is this lovely. It is signed by, not all of them, but Bradman is up there, a bit faded. But this is a player's itinerary, the 1948 tour. It's got a where they're coming over on the ship on there with a map of the world. And we go through list of the team. And then there's the travelling itinerary in England, which is pretty intensive, I've got to say. How they kept going, I don't know, with such success. Obviously, the debut of Neil Harvey, I think it was Sam Loxton's as well. Names of addresses of the county clubs, and you can send your letters to get your signed team sheets or whatever. And there's a map of London there. It's got obviously the Oval and where the Piccadilly, that's what they say, the Piccadilly Hotel in London, which wasn't that great apparently. But there we are, kind of it all, I suppose. And then this lovely Australians English Tour 1948 P&O RMS Strathaired. It's absolutely immaculate. Just a tiny little bit of rusting on the staples, but not a great deal. It's nearly immaculate. This is, so it's a nice little addition to the collection. It's got all, obviously the unfortunately not signed, but I noticed there's one in the night sale this week, next week. Bradman there, and then got your memoranda at the back for notes, and there's Johnson, the manager. Lovely item there. Peninsula and Orient Steam Navigation Company written on the back there. So that's a nice addition to the collection, which was last year sometime. So I'm quite pleased with that. And we've obviously got this lovely Australian tour programme. Fixtures, records and players, photographs of players compiled and edited by A.W. Simpson, and that was £1. There were 4 by R.C. Robinson, Glasgow. That's a general, quite most people have got that, I should think, not particularly rare. And then this lovely autograph book here. I'm going to flick through these. So there's the 1948 team there, and this lovely autograph album, which is lovely signatures in that. Missing Hassett, I think, there of that lot. Quite a nice. This is 1948, obviously, which also has the players of 1948 in it, which is there. And what else have we got in it? We've got the staff of MCC staff there, 1948. We've got David Shepherd up here, early one. What else is on there? Leslie Compton, Middlesex there, from Leslie Compton's one there. And then the last one is in this book. We have got, typical, you can never find it when you want it, can you? It's right there, and it's Gentleman of England, 1948. So quite a nice little book there. An autograph book, which I've had quite a few years now. One of the other things is this lovely DVD, the Bradman Cricket, the Invincibles box. Didn't quite read that right, the cricket box obviously. Bradman and the Invincibles. There's an interview with Bradman on there, an interview with Doug Ring, Sam Loxton, Ron Hemmants, who else? Ian Johnston, quite a few. Doug Ring. It's a lovely CD if you can get hold of it, I have to say. There's some great stories, including the one from Hemmants when he said that they were signing autograph sheets on board ship, and obviously Sidney Barnes had his stamp, and Ernie Tosher got a member of the passenger to sign his name, and he spelt it wrong, so that had to be tipped overboard. So there probably would have been a lot more around if he hadn't have done that, but still quite a nice thing to get hold of. And then the last one here today is going to be Bradman's Invincibles. This is by Roland Perry. Quite an informative book, some nice photographs in there, so I imagine most of you have got that one there. So it's a nice book. So that's finishing off the 1948. So I'm just going to put this one out here. Oh, hang on, I've got one here which is this Foster, which is not actually 48. This is a lot of images of Bradman during his career, signed at the bottom there. I got this off a Darren Bicknell benefit dinner, which is quite a nice thing. It's I probably paid a lot too much money for it, but there we are. It was a dinner, charity dinner, so that was that, by Foster. So quite a nice thing there, nicely framed. Well, pleased to have that of the Don. And then, so this last thing here is I showed this on Facebook, last week, which is a trophy, centenary test trophy, which was given by the Honourable R.J. Hamer, ED MP, Premier of Victoria, obviously celebrating the centenary test in 1977. And on the back there is this was in the Ernie McCormick collection, and on the back it says, "This centenary commemorative brass plaque was one of the ones presented to the winning teams in Australian Shield competition and Victorian District Cricket competition. This is to celebrate the centenary test between Australia and England, 1877 to 1977. This was presented in 1977 only." This is from the Ernie McCormick collection, and it's signed there on the back, as you can see. So it's a lovely thing. Not many people have seen one, so I don't know where they've all gone to. Must be some clubhouses somewhere around Australia, I should think. So that's about it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.